You better be prepared, because this week on The Masked Singer, Group B officially took the stage, and they're already stealing the show as far as the judges are concerned.
This is a fun batch of contestants right now, like
way more energetic than Group A.
We're about to serve up all the clues, performances, and our best guesses for episode 4 of season 3 of The Masked Singer. But before we do, go hit subscribe. Like the kitty, I've been landing on my feet on pretty much all of my guesses, and you're not gonna wanna miss it. Plus, if you disagree, let me know in the comments. I might feature you in our next video about Group B.
This is exciting!
So our next 6 contestants were revealed to be the frog, the elephant, the kitty, the taco, the mouse, and the banana. Up first this week was the frog, and while his performance of You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer was a little slippery, boy can hop. I mean, look at those moves. Up next, the elephant, who sang Friday I'm in Love by The Cure, and This Wednesday we were mildly charmed by his voice. It was aight. The much tinier kitty followed him with Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande, and girl, that performance was dangerous for the other contestants. She's definitely the one to beat. Fourth this week was the taco, who blew us all out of the shell with Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra. Dude sounds like a true legend. Second to last was the mouse, who performed Get Here by Oleta Adams. Oh, I am about to go there with my guess, because that voice is unmistakable. Finally, the banana wrapped up episode 4 with A Little Less Conversation by Elvis Presley, and let's just say he had a little less talent, but a lot more fun than the rest of Group B. And at the end of the night, it was honestly no surprise to see the studio audience and the judges give the least amount of votes to the elephant. And for real, the judges were total dumbos with their guesses. The clues were too obvious. Let's get into them. The elephant hinted in his clue package that he found his career when he was just a calf. He then hinted that he worked hard to turn his passion into a one-man show. I went from canvassing park benches to leading the charge of a massive movement, even parading through White Houses. We then see a Blue Jay wind spinner while the elephant says, now I'm ramping up to a new calling. The judges thought he could be Travis Pastrana, Lance Armstrong, Beto O'Rourke, or DJ Steve Aoki. But duh, they're all wrong, because the elephant was officially unmasked to be Tony freaking Hawk. Guys, I couldn't even believe my eyes, but it makes total sense. Tony started skating when he was a kid, and obviously skating is kind of a solo gig. Ramping up? Come on guys, he made it too easy. He's been the face of skateboarding ever since he rose to superstardom through his self-titled video game and even skated down the halls of the White House in 2009. What a legend. How can you even top that? But we gotta try. So here's who the 5 contestants heading to the Group B playoffs are. The frog hinted this episode, I left stardom as fast as a lightning bolt. We then see a newspaper headline that reads, Tadpole plucked from large creek. We also see a bag of leftovers and a bunch of what looks like hush puppies laying on the ground. Later in the package, we see a flyer that reads 1996 Games 1,000 meter leapfrog, followed by a microphone with a thumbs up on it and some bills that add up to $106. While the judges think he could be Michael Johnson, Carl Lewis, or Ray J, I'm confident this amphibian is Amphibian Bow Wow, or the artist formerly known as Little Bow Wow. Here's how we leapt to that conclusion. He was the host of 106 in Park. A bag of leftovers is also known as a doggy bag. And not to mention the hush puppies in the clue package. As for the 1996 Games, he lives in Atlanta, which held the 1996 Summer Olympics. Bam! Or should I say, bow wow. Next up, the kitty, which, first of all, why can't we just say cat? Who says kitty? It's creepy. Anyway, here are the clues that the cat dragged into this episode. She said, it's almost like this show was made for me, a little bit of heaven where I can wipe the slate clean as pure as snow. We then see lots of references to theater, and then an astronomy tower inhabited by a wizard? She then said, people don't think of me as the person I've become, but the person I once was. She continues, but now I'm under these lights, among the cream of the crop, I get to start from scratch. While we see a shot of milk being poured behind her, and then some old-timey pirates fighting. Yeah, those clues were bizarre, and the judges are thinking she could be Nicole Richie, Julianne Hough, or Paris Hilton. I'm honestly lost on this one, guys, I'm not gonna lie, but I think my guess for right now is Ariel Winter. For all of you getting some serious Disney princess vibes on her, you're spot on. Ariel has done several voices for Disney, including Princess Sophia I and a mermaid on Jake and the Neverland Pirates. Also, her first job in the entertainment industry was for a Cool Whip commercial, hence cream of the crop. And I'm sure after gaining a ton of fame from her nerdy role on Modern Family, it's hard for people to see her as anything but. Can't wait to hear you sing us a magical tune next round, Ariel. Now, I'm ready to take a snack break after the tacos clue this package, but let me just blow your minds first. He hinted, like the comfort food I am, I've been a comforting part of your lives for decades, I've got plenty of seasoning, and I'm in a good place. We also see some VHS tapes on the table. He continues, but my routine can get a bit mild, so I'm here to bust out of the buffet and spice things up. To enchiladas and beyond. Throughout the background, we see an anchor, a Rubik's Cube, and a trolley. He ended the package by saying, I want to be the last mask standing. Honestly, I'm surprised the judges didn't guess Tim Allen after a few of those clues, but the taco also sounds nothing like him, so good on them, I guess. They did, however, think he could be Bob Saget, Martin Short, or Regis Philbin. Well, they're almost there with those guesses, but of course, I know better because the taco is for sure Tom Bergeron. Come on, guys, everyone keeps pointing to Bob Saget for the AFV clue, but what about Bergeron? What's more, he has filled in to anchor both Good Morning America and CBS's The Morning Show. The trolley was definitely the one from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, not a San Fran reference. And Bergeron was on the album Thank You Mr. Rogers, Music and Memories. The Rubik's Cube may be a reference to his time hosting Hollywood Squares, though I gotta say that's kind of a stretch, Matt Singer. Next up, the mouse. And guys, I have this one by the Squeaker. She hinted, I've always been a leader in my field, really. I wrote the playbook. We then see a play drawn out on a whiteboard titled Bang Bang Formation. She then said she loves calling the shots, but doesn't mind having a walk-on role to play, while players run by with the numbers 19 and 79 on their jerseys. Finally, she said, I never accept anything less than gold. Ken went a little weird with this one, saying it was Maya Rudolph doing an impersonation, while Nicole thinks it's Darlene Love. I gotta say, I'm with Robin on this one because the mouse sounds exactly like Miss Dionne Warwick. Dionne has officially been a leader in her field, is 79, and released her self-titled album Dionne in 1979, which went platinum and included the certified gold single, I'll Never Love This Way Again. In fact, she had an album called The Dionne Warwick Story, A Decade of Gold, and that album in itself was certified gold. The Bang Bang Formation was also a reference to the song she sang for the James Bond film Thunderball, Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So, bow down to a legend, people. Still with me, our last contestant of the night who's moving on to the playoffs next week is Banana. B-A-N-A-N-A. This week, we saw a cowboy hat and a blowfish at the start of his clue package. He then hinted, you'd think this is my first rodeo, I'm the banana because I'm tough on the outside, but a total smoothie on the inside, and a total hoot to have at parties. Am I right, ladies? We then see a blue collar in the grass, and the banana continued, I can't wait to peel back the layers and show I can use my voice in any environment. After his performance, he hinted that he has a daughter and that she's the reason he's in a banana costume. The judges think he could be Darius Rucker, Bill Engvall, or Ed Helms. And guys, I'm gonna be real with you, I think this one has all of us torn. The most obvious guess seems to be Darius Rucker for the Hootie and the Blowfish references, while others are latching onto Bill Engvall because of the blue collar. Another popular guess I'm seeing is Bret Michaels, who definitely wears cowboy hats, was the lead singer of Poison, hence the blowfish, a poisonous fish, and has a line of pet apparel. I know, I was surprised to hear that too, but it's true, he has a line of pet apparel. That still seems like a stretch though, so I'm officially throwing my hat into the ring on this one and waiting for next week to make an official guess. So head down to the comments and let me know what your guesses are. Who knows? I might just feature you in next week's video. Until then, make sure you go hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. You're gonna want to know if I can finally unpeel these costumes before they're revealed, and that's the best way to stay up to date with us here at CinemaBlend.